tried to pad the vote and water down the vote. And in particular, at Elmwood, I was one of the very upfront vocal leaders, and the other leader was another straight white woman. And so when they did the mass hire at Elmwood, they made sure they hired partners of color, workers of color, in the hopes that there would be enough opposition to the leadership there that, you know, they would get the no votes they needed to not have us win that meeting. I'm happy to say that it didn't work, but it was a valid strategy, in my opinion. And they know how to do that, and they have the resources to do it. So unless you can find a way to do what Bianca is saying and make sure that your union is representative of the workforce that you're trying to unionize or that you're trying to gather together, you're in a bad spot. And I'm thankful to say that mostly in part to the workers that Starbucks tends to employ generally, we were able to recognize as a campaign that that was something that needed to be dealt with immediately. And so we were able to form, you know, we have internal committees specifically for workers of color, specifically for LGBTQ, trans, you know, for trans workers, specifically for workers with, that fall into different disability categories, because we knew that internally, if we couldn't find a way to unite everybody, the company was going to continue to infiltrate the way that they know how, which is divide and conquer, right? And so even prior to getting the company to the point that they're at now, which I'm happy to say is, you know, we've essentially broken them. It took a while, and it took a lot of manpower, and it took a lot of community help, which is what we're here to talk about. We were able to, in that time period where the company was coming at us, form these committees and this internal structure that has allowed us to remain united in this fight. And hopefully when we have, you know, our first CBA, which will be in the next few months if things go the way that they are going thus far, we already have that internal strength and unity. That's not to say that, to echo what Kelly said, that there isn't conflict. We've had to deal with a lot of internal conflicts that we have shielded the public from, shielded the company from, because conflict is weakness. But we confronted it, and we found a way to work through it, and I believe get stronger because